All right, hello everyone, and welcome to this week of the Supports Esports podcast. I'm your host William, and with me today I have Brock.
Oh,
And this is a weird one today. So there was a thing that me and Brock didn't know about until this morning when I was at work, and I'm like, okay, time to watch my LPL games today. Like watch some Fun Plus Phoenix and RNG, some victories. For some reason, I noticed on there, I'm like, is LMS playing? Like, why is the LMS I subscribe to? Garena, I believe it's called. And
mm,
well, I'm like, why is it live streaming week 9? And then so I asked, I was nice because I didn't want to spoil anything. I asked our other podcast member, Brian, you should know him from LEC and or NA, not, or LCS, that's the one I was trying to say. I was going to say LCK, and I'm like, that's not it, he doesn't do LCK. But yeah, so I asked him if he knew, if he could check the games for us to see if they were playing on Wednesday. And for some reason they are this week. So we don't know the results of any of the games. But because of that, we can't look up the match history for the previous week until we do our predictions first to keep it legit. So according to Brian, the first game was Dragon Gate versus Alpha Esports. So we're gonna do our predictions first this week. So and then we'll review after. It's gonna look weird. It's gonna sound weird if you just hear for the predictions. It's a very short podcast for you, but yeah, we're gonna just because we want to keep it legit. And we don't want to spoil ourselves. I'm okay with spoiling myself if I have to to look at the match stuff. I just want to make sure my prediction is in correctly before I do that. You know. All right, Brock, you ready?
yeah.
A little weird, but according to Brian, first game is Dragon Gate versus Alpha Esports. Definitely Alpha 2-0. Alpha has been amazing the last they almost took down Flash Wolves in series number 1, and then they did take down J Team. Like they've looked very good in my opinion for the last 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, Alpha's been looking very good.
Very good.
Like
Let me say, very good
unexpectedly good.
for a seventh place team.
Yeah, that's why it's strange because it's kind of unexpected, like how they look.
Mhm.
Like especially beating J Team because I'm kind of done putting hype behind J
Oh,
Team.
I'm so done with J Team.
But yeah, I agree. I think they could 2-0 Dragon Gate pretty easily.
Yep. I think also, weirdly enough, that I have to fix this series thing because this is the only time they have 8 series in one week. All right, so we both have 2-0 on for Alpha over Dragon Gate.
Yeah.
All right, and then next, according to Brian, was Mad versus G-Rex. G-Rex has been playing pretty good lately, and Mad has been struggling. I don't think I can go with the upset though. I think I would still say Mad because they're fighting for first place with Flash Wolves. And speaking of that, one of these predictions is going to be fantastic for that. But I would say probably G-Rex gives them a good fight with PK up in top lane, but Mad Uniboy should be able to outplay PK enough to carry. I say 2-1.
Yeah, I want to say 2-0, but I do give Mad.
And
I mean, not
Bruce.
Mad. Sorry, I do give G-Rex some credit,
Yeah, Bruce is
and
playing
Mad
out of his
has
mind.
been. Yeah, Mad did just lose to AHQ, so
Mad lost both
yeah,
games to AHQ this year.
yeah. Well, I mean, week 8 they lost to AHQ.
No, not sorry. I'm thinking Alpha. They lost both games to Alpha.
Yeah, yeah. So I do think Mad's gonna win, but like you said, I think it's gonna be 2-1.
All right, so we both have Mad at 2-1, Alpha at 2-0. Okay, so we're just gonna continue the predictions, even though I guess that's fine, but it's might as well not break it up like that. So next game is Hong Kong Attitude versus Alpha Esports. This is a tough one. I think that actually Alpha looks like the better team than Hong Kong right now, and they need a lot of help. I don't know if they're mathematically eliminated or not or yet, but they need to win too, and they need to have quite a few losses. I don't know if that's a mathematical elimination by now, but I think Alpha Esports is actually going to win this game against Hong Kong 2-1. It'll be close, but I've just liked what I've seen. They've played up to the challenge with Flash Wolves and J Team, and I believe they beat Mad as well. Yeah, so those are the last 3 games, and they 2-1 with a win against Flash or win against Mad and J Team and an almost win against Flash Wolves is really good. So I have Alpha winning this 2-1.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with you. I've got Alpha winning this 2-1 as well.
Nice. I like it. We're in sync even on the game so far.
All right, we're getting there again.
Next is AHQ, who's also looked fantastic versus Dragon Gate. AHQ, just to put in perspective this week, beat Flash Wolves, who hadn't lost a game in a long time. I'm talking like since week 4. Flash Wolves had not lost a game. And AHQ not only beat Flash Wolves, but then they took down Mad as well to put themselves in a strong position to make the playoffs now. And they're facing Dragon Gate, who is the one team that I know for sure is mathematically eliminated. Has not looked very good since their victory over a Alpha at the very beginning of the year. Since then, they've looked pretty bad. I have HQ win this one 2-0.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this one should be a pretty clean, easy win for AHQ.
Mm-hmm. Next, we have J Team versus Flash Wolves. Flash Wolves did drop a game to HQ last week, as we just said, but outside of that, Flash Wolves they dropped that series 2-0. Like that was really bad. But they outside of that have looked phenomenal in my opinion. They've looked like the best team in LMS personally. So and J Team has also disappointed a lot lately. So I think this is going to be a 2-0 Flash Wolves.
Like Flash Wolves versus who?
J Team.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to give J Team anything for the last week, so I'm going to say Flash Wolves to,
Such a disappointment in the last few weeks for them.
yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Last 3 weeks actually. They've only won one game. They've
Yep.
only won 2 games since week 5, so that's not very good. Since week 4, they've only won 2 games. They've collapsed pretty bad. Kind of like Sunning in the LPL.
Yep.
Flash Wolves. Okay, next we have Hong Kong Attitude versus AHQ. I think Hong Kong Attitude, even though they're okay. They're kind of struggling a bit as well right now. There's a lot of teams in the LMS that are very close together. I'd love to show you the standings, but then that would spoil the results for me. So I can't do that one either. But yeah, they're very close. Take my word for it. And HQ is not. They've stepped up a lot. I think they come in solid again. I think they're going to take this game as well. So I actually have AHQ winning again 2-0 against Hong Kong Attitude.
Yeah. I have AHQ winning as well. I think it's going to be 2-1.
2-1? Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be.
So we have Hong Kong Attitude missing the playoffs then with 2 losses there. And J
Yeah.
Team as well missing the playoffs.
Unfortunate for one of those at least.
You don't feel bad about J Team?
Nope.
We also have G-Rex missing the playoffs, I think, because they need 2 wins, if I remember correctly. But next game is J-Team versus G-Rex. And I have G-Rex winning this game 2-1. Like I've said, I'm completely off J-Team's hype train. This is kind of like Misfits in EU, where I picked J-Team to actually win this split. But then Misfits, very similar actually. They started out great, so J-Team, and then they've completely collapsed, just like Misfits did. And Misfits missed playoffs, and I also have J-Team now missing playoffs. I have G-Rex winning this game. I don't think it'll be enough to get them into playoffs, but they'll go 2-1 against J-Team, I think.
I've got G-Rex winning this one 2-1 as well.
Ooh, are you saving? Because Brock, just to make sure, you are 1 game behind me.
Yeah.
In the standings, so
Well, I
and
mean,
we're all equal right now.
yeah.
I haven't given you any wiggle room, I guess. But match of the year or match of the split.
Oh, for sure.
Flash Wolves versus Mad Team. I believe this is for first place, if I remember correctly, because Mad is 9-3 and Flash Wolves are 9-3 as well. Yeah, they're both 9-3. So that's gonna be, as long as Flash Wolves and Mad win their next games, they'll put them at 10-3 each, which we both have them predicted. This will be 10-3 versus 10-3. Winner gets the first seed in the LMS. I have Flash Wolves winning this one 2-1. Like I said, for the last 2-3 weeks now, I think Mad Team is struggling, and I think Flash Wolves, outside their hiccup against AHQ last week, have looked really, really good. I really am impressed with how Flash Wolves has turned their whole year around. I mean, they were pretty good at the beginning, but they weren't super amazing like they are right now. And I'm very surprised, and I love how much Betty has stepped up. I think he's the MVP of the LMS this year. I also like Hanabi on Flash Wolves. I think he's very solid in top lane, just as good as PK up there in my opinion. And yeah, I think Flash Wolves is able to take this one 2-1. I think Uniboy steals the game away because Flash Wolves are pretty weak in the mid lane compared to Mad Team, but I think it won't matter, and Flash Wolves will be able to prevail 2-1.
And I have Mad winning this one 2-1.
Nice. Did you have that before my
Because,
prediction?
yeah, I did.
Yes. Yes.
Because obviously, not a good reason. These teams are both very good,
hmm
but Mad beat Flash Wolves in week one. Week one doesn't mean much. It's the first day two of the split. So, teams aren't set on what's what. So the victory doesn't hold a lot of weight, but that holds enough for me to pick them right now.
Yeah, and I'm honestly with Uniboy, he can absolutely take over a game. So,
Yeah.
so him being able on Mad Team would definitely help them. Yeah, so those are our predictions. It's not the end of the podcast, weirdly enough. I'm so used to that being podcast done. But now that we have those in, I can actually look at the match history, and I'll try not my best not to get spoiled. But yeah, we'll see. I'll try my best not to get spoiled for this last few games. But actually, were they not on? It doesn't look like they're on here.
Where?
So they're not even updated on the match history yet. Phew. I won't be spoiled. Yay. Because being spoiled
Yay.
makes the game so boring to watch. In
Yeah.
my eyes.
Well, yeah. It's like watching a football game after it's already happened. You're
Yep.
like,
Yeah.
cool, fun.
I
I
know
go
it
watch
was.
something else now,
Yeah,
please.
I know. It's like, oh, they're coming back. I'm like, yeah, but I know they didn't. Like,
Yep.
yeah. So I'm very glad that didn't spoil me. Now we can get the match history and talk about the games. And then after that, we'll do the players of the week, and then we'll do the power rankings, and then we'll end. It's a little weird this week, but you know, that's how we do it. All right, so let's see. First up was Flash Wolves. Wow. Flash Wolves versus Alpha Esports. And the first game was a victory for Flash Wolves. It was 17-9. This was actually a game that Alpha Esports really should have won. As you can tell, Alpha Esports is the red team. What do they have here? 7K gold lead for at least 6 minutes. Then they just completely collapsed, which is kind of weird because they had the better scaling team as well. They just took a really poor team fight. They got caught out. Betty was able to just shoot down Xiaomo, and yeah, they just absolutely won this game off back-to-back good team fights, stole Baron, and completely turned this game around. Hanabi was fantastic on the Akali. We don't see many Akalis anymore, which is pretty nice to see him do well on that. And Boogie on Nocturne as well. I liked it. He used his Nocturne ult very effectively to just disrupt team fights. He'd go in later, but he wouldn't go in right away with it. He really used it to like stop all the vision and let Hanabi flank with it, so the other team or Alpha would not be able to sense where Hanabi is, and he would get to the backline quicker.
Yeah.
Next, we have Flash Wolves go 2-0 against Alpha, which I said they were close in this game. It was or the series mostly because they had an 8K gold lead for like 6 minutes in the previous game. They also started out this game with a not nearly significant, but they had a 4K gold lead at one point, and then eventually Betty just popped off on the Ezreal. He's one of the cleanest Ezreals in all of League, in my opinion. I really want to see Betty on a team like a big region. I know LMS is considered one of the 5 major regions, but realistically it's not, compared even we should honestly say the same thing about NA sometimes, right?
Absolutely.
But yeah, I would love to see Betty on an NA team that needs an ADC or a EU team, or I don't think the LPL is good for Betty because there's so many good ADCs at the moment. Maybe it might be easier transition for him, and he could probably hold his own against them, but he'll be lost in the crowd, if you know what I mean. Like, he'll stand out if he's in NA or EU, I think.
Yeah.
Personally. I've always been a big fan, and since week one, I've pretty much been saying this, and I think he's absolutely. Oh my God, Sandy! I literally, if you notice, I let Sandy out of my room, and now she immediately wants back in. But yes, I think Betty is MVP of the split for LMS for sure, and it was a good win by Flash Wolves, 2-0
Yeah, I
Alpha.
think Alpha did a lot better job in this game, like holding on, and then they just kind of lost in the end
Yeah, yeah,
because
they were up a little bit. The first
yeah,
game was just a complete throw.
yeah, because like Flash Wolves did a lot better job of getting back the game, and then Alpha did a pretty good job of just holding them to like less than 1,000 gold lead,
Uh huh.
and then took it back a little bit, and then that's when the bad things happen.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
Betty gets 3 kills, you know, and Baron.
Yep.
That's usually pretty good when that happens.
Yeah, Betty popped off.
Yeah, which is great. Also, we'll just quick talk about this real quick because we did want to kind of get through these quick. Another great game. We always like to call it out when a Silas builds Lich Bane.
Yeah. Yep. Not in the next game though, sadly.
Not in the next game.
But he still did good though. He's fine. That's full AP though. That's what I like.
He
To
didn't have
see.
his Lich Bane.
He didn't have his Lich Bane, but he's full AP.
There you go. He still wasn't building a Lich Bane.
No, he wasn't at
Building a
all.
Leandre.
Speaking of hating the Iceborne Gauntlet, guess who thought about it for this? This is plat level thinking here, by the way, guys. On the PVE, Leona 240k mastery right here. Love Leona, one of my favorite champions. Getting a buff. This is a little sidetrack. I'm sorry. Getting a buff. 6-second cooldown at max rank on E. It's currently 9. 45% CDR puts that down to 3.3. E takes a 0.5 second stun. Q is a 1 second stun, and R is a 1.5 second stun, totaling out to 3 second stun. So with your combo at level 9, you can do a 5 second stun or a 3 second stun, and the enemy has 0.3 seconds to react before you get your E back up, and then only 0.8 seconds from your E to get your Q back up. So you can basically get a 5-man stun. Or not a 5-man stun, a 5 stun rotation with Leona. And want to know what's even better? Iceborne Gauntlet with that E. I'm so excited. Had a little sidetrack there. I was freaking out at work when I saw that today.
Can't wait for that to get banned every game.
Yep, that is Iceborne Gauntlet for the slow, and then every 3.3 seconds, Leona can throw her E at you while slowing. You can't get kited anymore, which is one of Leona's biggest weaknesses outside of not being able to leave a fight. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can get back. I'm almost plat on my Smurf. I'm only like 1 game away from my series to plat, but my main, we don't talk about that. Ugh.
Smurf is now the main.
Yeah, Smurf is now my main. My main is an embarrassment this year. I'm not even playing bad. This is the worst part. Anyway, let's get through these quickly. Sorry for the sidetrack. Just if you're Leona main, Iceborne Gauntlet Season 6 trial strats. That's what I was used before. Anyway, G-Rex versus AAQ. I was gonna say AKQ, but that didn't sound right. AQA. No, HKA. Holy crap! I had a stroke there.
It's not going well.
I was talking about HQ, then HKA, and I'm like, oh my god, this is not like these letters don't mix. These letters don't mix. Oh.
Somebody clip that. Send us to us.
No. HKA is facing G-Rex. There. G-Rex destroyed HKA. So it doesn't matter if I got their name all messed up. They got destroyed.
They did.
And weirdly enough, how does this happen, by the way? Does anyone notice this? Is this wrong in the graph? I feel like this is wrong. Like, are you looking at the gold advantage?
Yeah, it's...
How do you lose 2.6k gold by getting 5 kills in 2 towers?
Uh...
How do you explain that?
Well,
That graph has to be wrong. There's no way. There's no way it's possible. But yeah, either way,
maybe I
empty.
had trick on HKA.
But he didn't take any towers.
I mean, I don't know. He's got 3 waves of minions. His whole team just died.
Oh my god. That's weird. That has to be a bug in the graph. But they probably went up an extra 3k gold instead of down 3k gold. So they probably won by 10k here. Yeah, they won by 9k. Look at that. So I'm exactly right. They won by 9k gold. That's why it was supposed to go up, not down freaking stupid graph. Uh,
Dummy.
but but yeah, this was a huge blowout. Empty looks amazing. He showed up on the world stage, if you guys remember. He looked really good at Worlds for G-Rex during the play-ins. Candy's also looked really good. PK's look good. Bruce's look good. They all look good here against HKA. HKA, no one looked good. Next, got Cho'Gath back for G-Rex, and look at they lost the game. That looks about right.
Pretty good.
Mission just popped off on the Zoe. Can't do any. You wanna know what sucks is Cho'Gath? Trying the dodge. You're a big boy. You're a very big boy. You're Cho'Gath.
Yeah.
You don't move fast, and you're a very big target. If people miss you with skill shots, that's on them. It's not on you.
I like how the gold graph looks a lot like Cho'Gath's play rate from season 5 to now.
Shut up. I still play him. He's one of the only tanks that can maybe survive, but yeah. He's no Scion, let's just say that. He can't.
No, he's not. I mean, it's hard to even think. I'm not even going to say anything, but it's hard to think of a situation where when to play Cho'Gath. But if we go on that, we're on a tangent for a long time.
Yeah, I will break down a million things. A million. I'll tell you, every matchup. As Leona, I talked earlier, 250k on Leona. I have like 240k on Cho'Gath. Those are my two main jams. And Leona might be in the meta again. I thought that was a sarcastic clap. I'm like, how dare you, Brock?
Oh, no. I hit my knee.
Okay.
But either way, Leona.
Yeah. Shut up. All right. The game number 3. This game was insane. I was on the edge of my seat here because me and Brock had this game different. If you didn't know, last week Brock was 1 game ahead of me in LMS, and I'm going for the 5-beat at the moment. And so I'm a jerk and really root against you, Brock. I'm sorry. But yeah, so this was a 1-1 series, very close, and I was a little nervous about taking G-Rex, to be honest. They haven't looked fantastic all split. They've looked kind of sloppy. But this game was all in HKA's favor. Then G-Rex came back a little, then HKA's favor again. Then G-Rex came back, and then HKA took the Baron here with 3 kills, and I'm like, oh, it's over. It's so over. No, and then they took a big lead. It wasn't because of Bruce. Bruce with this MVP play. I wish they had the highlights for us to take from the games, but they don't. So that's why we don't do them for these. And Bruce flashed forward, stun, and locked mission in with the ult on Ashe. He shot the arrow, flashed forward, and just popped mission immediately. And all of a sudden, the whole team fighting by HKA collapsed on itself. They were able to get mission, they were able to get unified, and then they were able to pick off 3Z as well. And then after that, it was GG. I think they didn't kill unified. I lied. They killed Kawing. Kawing mission crashed in 3Z, and basically this whole team fight, look at how far down they were. This was like a 4k gold lead, which to be fair isn't that much, but I thought that they were just looking like they're in full control. It's kind of hard to explain this game without like seeing the game, because it's like 12-8. How are they in control? They were in full control. Trust me. They had just taken Baron. They had just gotten off their Baron buff, and they were setting up for the next Baron. They had complete vision control, except they didn't have vision at the mid lane at the time, and they had more vision around Baron, and Bruce just fired that arrow right into mission, killed him, and the whole team fight collapsed. And I was so happy at work. I was like, yes, yeah, like I'm actually gonna win this game. I totally thought I was gonna lose, and then in my mind, I was like, oh man, your other pick is Alpha over J Team. That's a risk. You could easily be 3 games down behind Brock after this, but then I wasn't, and I was happy.
Yeah.
Next series.
And top catch again, by the way.
Yep, I'm telling you.
I'm
telling you.
Yep. Good.
It's good. It's boring, but it's good. I'm not like praising it for excitement reasons. I'm praising it because it's really good. I want to play more Ashe. I haven't played Ashe in a while.
Very safe. You're looking for a safe lane.
Yeah.
Tom Kench with cleanse.
Tom Kench with any ADC is safe, but Tom Kench with Ezreal is even super safe, but now Ezreal's down. It's nice when Tom Kench eats you and you slow your opponent and he gets the speed buff to run away. It makes it really hard to catch.
Yeah.
um, Next was AHQ versus Flash Wolves. They obliterated Flash Wolves in this game. 32 minutes, 10k gold lead. Not even gold. Actually, 12k gold lead at the end. And it was just a complete blowout. All lanes won in AHQ's favor. Though it was an Iceborne Gauntlet and Silas, so take that,
Doesn't count.
us too. But yeah, the Tristana scaling was disgusting. Tristana is also I think Jinx is the most broken ADC. Tristana's up there. If she gets a few kills in the early lane, the game is over.
Yeah, that's a tough one to pick between because they're both disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, instead of picking, I just don't want to see either one of them.
Yeah. Next game, I also thought AHQ actually did better than what the gold graph says. It says this game was close and actually Flash Wolves lead. This didn't feel like Flash Wolves would lead to me. This was another one of those games where AHQ was all over the map. It was 20-8. Maybe I was just biased by the amount of kills they had, and maybe they weren't taking as many objectives. But Alex just seemed to be all over the jungle, and Boogie on the Karthus was doing nothing. Where Ziv, this is a new build by the way. I've noticed this in the LPL as well. I believe on Billy. I think I'm not positive on that. It's on someone who plays a lot of Scion in the LPL. Is this redemption first item Scion just because of the base stats it gives and the healing for how cheap of an item it is? 2.1k.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I don't like it necessarily. I kind of want Scion to be more tankier than that, but it works here. They went 2-0-10, and yeah.
I wonder if that's something you would buy into a poke lane. Because he's giving you health stats you want, and then whenever you go to all in, I guess you can get a good heal. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't like it because I'd rather be more tanky in a poke lane personally. There must be something with it that maybe to give him more utility when he goes into team fights.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm not a fan of it personally, to be honest. But it worked for them, and AHQ won this game as well, and they 2-0'd Flash Wolves, which was pretty shocking. Next we had Alpha versus J Team. This was a not as close game as the kills would tell you. You're man, this is 19-6. This is close. This game. Let me bring up my. This is the game that I was texting Brian, or I was Snapchatting with Brian, and yeah, this is my. I saved them here. This is my live reactions to how this game went. All right, I'm trailing Brock right now in LCK from week 1, and just took the lead this week as well. Huge. Wait a second. And then sorry, that wasn't that part of it. I was like, oh, I'm about to take the lead in LMS. I forgot to save that last part. And then I'm like, wait a second. They just had a huge effing throw at the Nexus. And then, that was at 10:52 a.m. 10:54 a.m., so 2 minutes later. So that would have been right here. 2 minutes later. Throw at Nexus again. Nope. Huge throw at Nexus, sorry. And then they get Baron stolen. That was
tough.
Yep, that was the Baron stolen. Then next was they just threw at the Nexus again against Vlad and Vayne. I don't think I'm going to win this one. And then they get a pick on Vayne. So right here, this little spike, he picked Vayne. So I'm like, oh, they're gonna win. Just kidding. Nexus was one auto away and then they got aced again. And then I'm like, oh, they just took the Baron and then they won the game. GG. This was a roller coaster of a game. So to put that in perspective, a quick summary: crushing it, as you could tell, 12k lead by 25 minutes. Threw at the Nexus, get Baron stolen from you, pick Vayne, get more, throw again at the Nexus, take Baron, get another pick, win the game. All within 10 minutes. This is as LMS as LMS gets.
Yeah, that's taking some books out of NA right there.
Yeah, it was pathetic. We do have a Lich Bane Silas, though. I love how I look for it every time. But
I want half points. I want a half wins for these games.
For the Lich
my
Bane
team's
Silas?
clearly winning,
Oh.
and then Dumb shit happens. I'm
They
taking
they
half a
they
win.
were never winning in this game, Brock. they were they
Doesn't
were
matter.
they were never within 6K from 20 minutes on. But yeah, they were getting crushed. But then I'm sitting here thinking like, you just threw at the Nexus 3 times in 10 minutes. 3 times they failed to get the Nexus against Vlad and Vayne and Fofo on Vlad too. He's very good on Vlad. I'm just sitting here like, oh no, because this is the game me and Brock got different. Like, how are they blowing this game? They had such a big lead, but then they eventually won because Silas stole Yorick ult and then just threw the Maiden. I don't know if it gets the ghouls with it. No, on level 16, but at least he for sure gets the Maiden, just threw it right on the Nexus and then just auto attacked it with his Lich Bane and
Yep.
killed it right away. I was so happy. I was so relieved. And not only that, because I didn't get like spoiled, but I was kind of spoiled where I was watching the live or the not the live stream but the broadcast of it, and it was like 7 hours or whatever for the whole thing because it does the 2 series for the day, and I was at like 5 hours and like 50 minutes, so I'm like, this series only went 2 games. There's no way with post game and game after this that it only an hour and 10 minutes we're gonna fit 2 games plus post game. So that first game meant like the world to me. That's why I was so nervous about it. Is because I'm like, if they blew this lead, they definitely got tilted and did not win the second game. But they did. They won the second game as well, and they crushed it and they cleaned it out. They closed it out cleanly this time in 24 minutes instead of having a 10-minute roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, that's a interesting tier build on Aatrox there.
I didn't notice that. Oh, J Team trolling.
For the sake of this, okay, yeah, that happened. He sold his Yo moves and bought a tier at the
yeah, I'm gonna say that had to have happened at the end. If that's the case, anytime I said J Team's gonna take a game this week, I'm removing it to 0. Yeah, there's a good game by Alpha. What else do we have? Jeez, we still have 2 series left. Let's get quickly here. First one was
person who talks about Leona.
Shut up. We're gonna speed run this. Dragon Gate versus G-Rex. That is not fast at all. Dragon Gate brought up the Heimerdinger. Always interesting to see. 0-4, but he got 11 kills, and he was split pushing like crazy. That's what Heimerdinger does. They destroyed. Soul had a dominant game on the Kaisa. Bruce looked very bad on the Ezreal. And PK didn't look too clean on the Yorick. And obviously 2-1-8-8. 8-1 and 2-1 Renekton. That's a monster with Spear of Sojin. Huge blowout. They took every objective. They won a huge team fight in the middle of the game and never looked back. Dragon Gate won a game. Very surprising.
Very surprising.
G-Rex came back, though, in a very close game. They almost threw, by the way. I thought they were going to ruin this with this 4 kills here for Moonblack and Soul. Soul had another fantastic game. They're up 8K. They gave up the Baron and 4 kills. That's a no-no. Go from 8K to a 300 gold deficit. But they are able to get a team fight back, pull back some of that lead, and then they gave up another Baron, actually. I didn't realize that. I don't remember that, actually. But yeah, they gave up another Baron, and then they were still able to win the game, though. They won off a team fight and were able to push to win. Bruce had a very, very good game on the Vayne. I do remember that. And, like, yeah, I think he was like 3v1ing at one point. It was pretty nice to see. And then they played the same team comp, kind of. They had Bruce on the Vayne again, and he popped off again. It's weird when teams don't ban Vayne after getting destroyed by Vayne, by the way. Yeah. It happens more often than you would think. It happens in the LPL a lot, too. I don't know why.
They banned the Lee Sin, though.
They did.
Got to get that out of there.
Yeah, they did. They banned Lee Sin out of there. I know.
Not a waste of ban at all.
I don't get, like, this happened because I'm a person that when I play ADC, I ban Vayne every game because I don't want to deal with winning lane against her and then getting flamed by my team. It happens so often. You'll win lane against Vayne, or even if you go even in lane against Vayne, which I know is technically a loss. I get it. Whatever. The amount of flaming your team does for a fed Vayne on the enemy team, even if you've beat her in lane, it's still your fault.
Yep, never fails.
So I don't even want to deal with it. I can handle Jinx. I feel like there's worse Jinxes out there than Vaynes. There is a lot of bad Vaynes, to be honest, but I feel like I never face them. They're always on my team. They're me, too. I've played Vayne before. I'm the bad Vayne. Yeah, good win. Good series. Come back for G-Rex to keep their playoffs hopes alive. Next, we had Mad versus AHQ, and this game, Mad destroyed AHQ to start this start this series, like 21-9. The Uniboy. This is what I'm talking about that I'm worried about against Flash Wolves. Look at Uniboy's score right here. That is putting the team on the back.
Yeah.
31k damage, just a monster. Breeze had also a very good game as well, but yeah, I think Uniboy deserved mad props for that game. Just absolutely destroyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Game number 2, though, went over to AHQ, and AHQ Rainbow destroyed Uniboy, weirdly enough. Uniboy went 0-3 in lane, where Rainbow was 7-1 on the Silas. It's a very good game for him, and they just had the lead the whole game. They took multiple objectives, and, like, honestly, Mad just looked pretty terrible. They only had 1 tower and 3, and when they took that tower, they gave up a Rift Herald, a tower, and 3 more towers, so... That wasn't very good. But yeah, they absolutely destroyed them in that game. And then
Yeah, I didn't think about how much a counterpick Silas could be to LeBlanc till just now. But yeah, that's actually a pretty good counter to LeBlanc.
Yeah, when she goes in, you just grab her.
Or where you just shield all the damage, and then you get to heal it too.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. You have a lot of sustain in the lane.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
And then finally, we had AHQ versus Mad, and this was the final game. AHQ did come back to win, and then they were losing at the very beginning. We're talking 14 minutes. Took an ace at 14 minutes against Mad. You never want to get aced at 14 minutes. That's not good. And then from there on, they just had full control of the game, full control of the series, and had a 2-0 series week against Flash Wolves and Mad, which I did not expect. Which I believe are my only 2 losses. Yep.
I'll say something that I felt like I didn't think I was going to have to say again. Whenever you have a good mid laner, don't put him on Galio, please.
Galio mid's coming back.
There's a certain telecom team who did that in
KT?
Worlds. Oh, yeah, that one. That's the one. Yeah. Every game they put Faker on Galio.
I didn't know Faker played for KT.
Yep, that's the one. Yeah, I mean, Galio can do stuff, but that's not the type of player that you want to see Galio on.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I still think Galio is strong at the moment in the mid lane again for some reason.
That's because
he get buffed.
No. And that's because the playstyle he is, you're okay with. I'm not okay with. As a mid laner, I'm not okay with. I don't like your beefy people, which they're building AP, but it's still to counter AP champion.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. Just give them a carry and let them carry.
Mm-hmm. All right, those are the games, though. Let's quickly go down the players of the week. First, we had top was HQ Ziv. He had a KD of 4.7, CSM of 7.9, damage percentage of 19.9, and DPM of 324. Jungler of the week was AHQ's Alex, 9.5 KDA, CSM of 6.1, damage percentage of 19.4, and a DPM of 317. Mid lane of the week was AHQ Rainbow, 11 KDA, CSM of 8.1, damage percentage of 25.7, and he had also a very good week. If you notice, a lot of AHQ. When you beat Mad and Flash Wolves, you probably had a really good week. ADC, however, was G-Rex's Bruce, mostly because of personal bias towards that amazing arrow, but he still had a KDA of 5.2, CSM of 9.5, damage percentage of 31.1, and DPM of 551, which are still the highest this week in the league for ADCs. So, personal bias definitely got him that last extra vote, but, you know, he's the only non-AHQ member because the support of the week is also AHQ Ysera. And a KDA of 6.9, average assist of 10, and vision score per minute of 2.59. Now let's go to our power rankings, which you have Mad Team first, I have Flash Wolves first. Makes sense considering our predictions this week.
Yep.
We both have AHQ 3, we have G-Rex 4. I have Alpha Team over J Team, by the way. Alpha Esports over J Team. I think Alpha is better than J Team at the moment. They beat J Team. And, yeah, J-Team struggle or Alpha surging. I think it's a little too late for Alpha, to be honest, but I still like them better. So J-Team's dead to me. I put them 6.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's not that big deal.
The middle of these teams are so damn
they're
close.
They're so close.
Like, like we said, we're not going to spoil anything and we're still not because we still don't know.
Hmm.
But the middle of these teams are literally a series behind each other, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like that's how close it
So
is.
this is a wild week, by the way. If we didn't set it up
Yeah,
properly, this is a very any team like from seventh to first, like first and second are battling, and then third through seventh are like one game apart. So and only
yeah.
four teams make it. So there's currently five teams looking for two spots. And then finally we have HK seventh, and the only team that's not effective this or not having an important week is Dragon Gate. Poor the Dragon Gate. I liked them at the beginning. I picked them to beat Alpha, and they won for me, and I was so happy. But they haven't looked good since.
I haven't done much since then.
Nope. I don't even know if I've picked them. I did actually. I'm look at that. I'm actually like 2-0 picking Dragon Gate. Look at
Oh
me
shit!
go. Yes. So are you. But yeah, that is our podcast. It's weird to say that after not predictions, it's the power rankings. But thank you guys for coming out to watch. I know it was a little weird this week, but what can we do? I didn't know LMS started Wednesday. To be honest, I didn't. I didn't get that in my calendar until today. LMS started Wednesday this week. They always start Thursday every other week. It's the final week of the season. But thank you guys for coming out to watch, and we will see you tomorrow for LEC. LEC is going to be very short tomorrow, by the way. It's just predictions. It's just predictions. It's going to be, honestly, 5 to 10 minute stream. It's going to be a quick video. All right, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.